Yeah, so this year, Debo and Brock. Yep, you're spot on, baby. Those are it's their first year with the C on their chest, and so something also with the patch that they put on your jersey. There's 4 stars underneath that C, and so for every year that you are a captain, you get a star filled in.
I didn't
And
know
so since it's my
that.
4th year being a captain, yeah, yeah. So this is my 4th year being a captain, so I have all 4 stars lit up.
You know, this reminds me of when I was a Girl Scout, and you get your patches and your moms get together. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Warner House, brought to you by 33rd Team. This is our 2nd episode, and we are coming fresh off an incredible win. 24 hours ago? A little bit of more than that.
That's right.
Fred was in Pennsylvania, whooping the Steelers' tail. I mean, we're going to talk about more in depth of the whole game, but it's crazy that, incredible game.
Yes, that's exactly how you want to draw it up there. In your first game, I've talked about it. It's kind of like a crapshoot that first week because anybody could beat anybody in week 1. You want to just be the team that makes the least amount of mistakes. Obviously, winning football is taking the ball away, protecting the ball on offense, and you want to bring that mentality. You want to bring the physicality from the first snap all throughout the game, and I felt like we did that.
No, you did.
Huge win.
But we're going to get more into that later. Right now, I just want to catch up because I haven't seen you. It's like 5 days now.
Yes, baby. What's up, my love? You look so good today.
Thanks.
You look so beautiful.
Had a shower, feeling good. I went for a run earlier today.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Tell me about your day a little bit.
So today I woke up and I felt fine. I felt good today. I woke up feeling good. I went to the gym, or I went to a cycle class. I went to a bar class, and then I've been in a little bit of a rut, obviously. Whatever. If you follow me on social media, you know that I'm taking a little bit of a break just because I've just had, social media, there's so many good parts of it, but there's also so many bad. And I think once you get in a rut, it's hard to get out. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a break from the haters and the rude people in the world and just kind of treat myself to some Zen me time and just kind of recharge, just because I do social media full time for my job, and you never want to, you never want to bring negativity into your workplace. So I think I have the liberty of taking a break. So I'm just going to take a break, let people calm down, come back fresh and with a good mindset and a positive mindset, because that's what I want to put on my social media. So all that to say, I was actually looking at your social media and I saw that you're approaching 400,000 followers. How does that make you feel?
Cut it out.
No, Fred, that's a big deal.
I honestly didn't even notice.
I know. I never look. I never look at our numbers, but I was looking today because I was just spiraling, obviously. So I looked at your page and I was like, oh my God, you're almost at 400K. That's a really big deal.
In the social media game, hey, 400K, big deal. But you know how I am with social media, baby. But
no, I know, but it doesn't. It's just from a marketing standpoint, it's a huge thing. I know that you don't care and you shouldn't, and that's good because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But for monetization, marketing, that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. As someone who does it for her full-time job, it's a huge deal.
Got to bring in the dinero, so I'm happy about that for sure.
I know. I'll get you balloons and we'll celebrate. It'll be a good time.
So tell me a little bit about Alabama, being over there, being home. As I don't know if the fans know, but Sydney's back home in Alabama right now while I'm on the road for back-to-back away games. Tell the people a little bit about how it is being in the lovely, lovely South of Alabama, sweet home Alabama.
No, it's so good. I mean, I'm so happy to be home. I like called Fred when I got here, or I texted you and I told you I was literally like crying from happiness from being home just because it makes me so happy. It makes me feel like me. I know I'm myself in California and we, do our daily stuff and we get by, but I've never been happier when I'm home. I'm never like, it's just that feeling of family and this is my hometown. It means everything to me. So I'm so happy to be here. Fred has 2 away games. So while he's away, I chose to take these 2 weeks and go home and see my mom and my family and just be in the place that makes me the best version of myself. And now looking back, it's actually a good thing that this social media thing happened now because if I was home, it would probably be so much worse. I would probably be so much more depressed, you know?
No, we don't need any depression.
It's a good thing
Just crazy.
that I'm home.
Okay, we're gonna stop talking about social media.
So, anyways, yeah, I'm really happy to be home. I'm really excited to be here. And we came off a really exciting weekend because the weekend before I left, we went to the 49ers players party, which we go to every year. Fred, you want to explain that? Because you had to explain it to me when I first met you.
Yeah, for sure. So all throughout training camp, preseason, it's a long, draining process. You're out there 2 a days in the hot sun, full pads on, hitting each other. It's a long process, right? And you're grinding it through, just trying to earn a chance to to be on that 53 man roster, to be on the team. So obviously, once cut day is here and gone, we had the final 53. We have a team party with all the players and staff, coaches at Coach Shanahan's house. Man, it's we just have a good time, enjoy each other's company. And for him, he even says it's important to him that everybody brings their girlfriends and their wives, so they can all just mingle and get to know each other. So it's a great time. What happens at Coach House, stay at Coach House. I can't speak a little too much about it, but
No, I
it's
know.
a great time.
We've had some crazy parties there. It's so much fun. And every year, what's even more fun is that they pick a theme. So every year, everyone's like, what's the theme? What's the theme? And it's like this like secret. And then it comes out what the theme is. And you get to pick out your outfit. And you always want to like try to go really cute and make his outfit match my outfit. So I really enjoy like that week where I'm like, okay, what are we going to wear? Are we going to go costumey? Are we going to go serious? What are we going to do? So it's so much fun and we
Mhm.
enjoy that. And I think it's really cool that he does that like at his house because there's a lot of people and bringing that many, I mean, it just shows like he wants to be close to you guys. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, we had a good time. I posted about it on my Instagram about how we were having our last regular weekend until February, hopefully. So
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
yeah, so now it's, of course, back to the grind, back to, Sundays. So, um,
Mhm.
okay. Also, a big one that we need to touch on is you were named captain. And I know that's really important. You got the C on the chest, huge deal.
That's right.
I never really asked you, how does that make you feel, or what does that like mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, being named a captain. First of all, how our team does it is we have a sheet of paper that's passed around amongst all the players on the team, and it has all 53 players on the list, and each guy goes through and checks off who they want to be named captain. You get I think four a choice of 4 guys, um, and then they take the highest amount of votes and they select the captain. So it means the world to me. It's honestly one of the greatest honors, if not the greatest, to have my teammates, the guys that I'm out there every day with, and in the locker room around the building every day, choose me to want to lead them. It's cool and everything to have the C on your chest, but it's even I think it just means more that they rely on me, through thick and thin of the good and bad throughout the season, to look at me as one of the guys that to steer the ship. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then who were all the captains? Do you remember? Or you should.
Yeah, so I should remember. We'll see. Let's see. This year we had, I think, 6 captains, four offense, 2 defense this year. So me and Eric were representing the defensive side this year,
Mm-hmm.
and then on offense we had our second year quarterback Brock Purdy. We
Love.
had Mr. 19 Debo Samuel, Trent Williams 71, and George Kittle number 85. Our spectacular people's tight end, and that made up our captains this year.
So the guys, correct me if I'm wrong, that are new, I guess you would say, to being a captain would be Brock and Debo. Is that right?
Yeah, so this year, Debo and Brock. Yep, you're spot on, baby. Those are it's their first year with the C on their chest, and so something also with the patch that they put on your jersey. There's 4 stars underneath that C, and so for every year that you are a captain, you get a star filled in.
I didn't
And
know
so since it's my
that.
4th year being a captain, yeah, yeah. So this is my 4th year being a captain, so I have all 4 stars lit up.
You know, this reminds me of when I was a Girl Scout and you get your patches and your moms get together and, like, and you're so proud of yourself because you got like, I sold the most cookies pouch.
Uh,
I'm this, the pride
mm,
you feel, or I felt when I was a Girl Scout and I had all my
mm.
patches. I can't imagine. It's like the pride you feel whenever you wear wait, but you were a Boy Scout. Do they have patches too, or is it just Girl Scouts?
Yeah, Boy Scouts, yeah, no, Boy Scouts, yeah, patches too. Yeah, you
Okay.
get the little sash if you with all the patches on there.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's awesome. I love
I love
that.
the correlation. Love the
Yeah.
correlation.
It just makes you proud. You got a C on your chest. It's a huge deal. Oh,
It
I
is a
love
big
that.
deal, and
Okay.
I really don't take it lightly at all.
So, love that for you. Proud of you. And I love that you have 4 stars now. What happens when you get your 5th year? Do you get another star?
So the cool thing, I forgot to mention this. The cool thing about any 5 and over is you have all 4 stars lit up, and then they put gold all on the C. So the C is a white patch, and then once you get 5 or more, then you get a all gold patch on your
Oh,
right there on your jersey.
oh, that's awesome. Okay. Well, can't wait for that. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
can't wait.
Okay, so before we jump into your game and you breaking that down, I want to talk a little bit about college football, if that's okay, because I am
I
here
would love
in
that.
okay, because I am here in Alabama, and of course I'm watching Fred's games with my family, but I'm also watching the Bama games. Um, and I watched Georgia game too, but most importantly, I watched Bama, and they had lost very, very bad, or not very badly, but in the eyes of a true Bama fan, it was pretty bad. To
Not
Texas,
the
which is
Bama
a huge
standard.
game. So, as you watching that, how do you feel about that? Because me, I think it's over. Like I think the dynasty is over. It's so sad to like see the door closing. No, seriously. I see the door and
Yeah.
it's barely open. You know, like it's about to I think Saban's over it. I don't think he has the passion anymore. I just really think that the era is over. We'll take a dip and then hopefully come back for when we have children and they go to Bama and hopefully play football. So yeah, it's just really upsetting. It's upsetting to see.
Yeah, I feel like, and it's classic, when you're just so diehard and you love your team so much, you're so invested, and you're used to one thing for such a long time. I mean, give it up to Bama. They've been such, like you mentioned, they've been a dynasty and just the standard of excellence and winning for such a long time now that when anything else happens that's not that, then all of a sudden people are like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Hey, Saban, come on now. Like,
I know.
what's going on with the program, right? So, I obviously for you, I understand that it might seem like things are not looking too good, but hey, it's just one game. All right. And then you got to give it to Texas. Texas came out. They played a heck
But
of a
is it
game. They
one
got a,
game?
a
Because
really
we
good
also
quarterback.
lost to Tennessee, and that was huge. So it's all one. But
Like I
okay,
said, you are a diehard Bama through and through, went there, love it, all that, but hey, you got to give them some grace here and there. There, if let's see how they bounce. If they bounce back next week, let's see how let's let the rest of the season unfold. Right? It's
no,
only
I
what
know.
week 2, week 3 of college football, so
No,
let them do their thing.
you're right. You're right. I need to be. I don't know. I need to be a little bit more optimistic about the future, which hopefully I will be next week. We'll see. But right now it's just really sad. But what like made everything better is that you guys went out there and freaking whooped the Steelers' tail. And I mean, I've never been to a game or no, I think last year we beat somebody pretty good, but I've never been to a game that we like kind of just wipe someone out. It's always like, oh, please. Like, I'm always so nervous that something's going to happen because the NFL is so different from the SEC in terms of just like, it's excellence on both ends always. So anything could happen. And it's just,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's always just
Mm-hmm.
competing at the highest level. So where sometimes in college, it's just not the same. Like, if Bama plays somebody that's not as good, you just kind of know they're going to win. But I feel like with NFL, now that I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
into it, you just never know who's going to win. So even though I have so much faith in y'all and I know that you're going to try your hardest, you just never know. It's just, NFL's crazy to me. So, yeah, you guys killed it. I just want you to just take it, talk about how you felt going in the game, talk about how you felt. How do you feel once you guys start, like, you kind of feel like, okay, like, I think we got this, or if that even happens, or if do you let the reins go and you're like, I think we got it, or is it always like, you never know?
Yeah, no, I mean you made a great point, babe, in there where you said, in college you have a juggernaut in Alabama who might play a smaller school, and you kind of know for a fact like, all right, they're going to
Mhm.
win that game. The NFL, like everybody is the best of the best. This is the top tier of football. So any
Mhm.
week anybody can beat anybody, like you said. Especially in week one, like I mentioned, like things are just so up in the air. You don't have a lot of tape to watch on the other team yet, except for the year before, but there might be a new offensive coordinator that you're playing against. There's new
Mhm.
people that are starting at different positions. So there's so much up in the air, right? But I was so confident going into this game because of our week of preparation was probably one of the best that I've been around. I think our practices throughout the week, our walkthroughs, the intent of everyone, and honestly, just to look in everybody's eyes when we got out there, you see how I'm the one that breaks down the huddle before the game, right?
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell when guys are just really dialed in and ready to just play for each other. I feel it's important for us in that huddle to kind of just lock arms because I mean, this is who we're riding with all the way through. It's only us, and we're in a hostile environment. Um, I can speak to how amazing the fan turnout was for, the faithful showing up for us. That was insane in itself, and I could talk about that forever. But walking into that stadium, it was my first time at Heinz Field, by the way, at
Mhm.
Pittsburgh Heinz Field. I think I talked about that last episode, and it was cool. It was a cool little stadium. I'm looking around. It looked a lot like Cincinnati Stadium. I don't know why. I told that to a couple of people. I'm looking around. I'm like, this remind me of the Bengals Stadium. I don't know why they're in the same division and they got similar stadiums, but it was a cool stadium knowing that the history that's kind of been there ever since it's been open. So yeah, everything went our way that game. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. You look at things in the tape that we for sure could have done better, and how the game could have been flipped in so many different directions based upon different plays happening. But that's just how the game goes. It's
Mhm.
all decided on just a game of inches, like they say. It's one or two plays that might decide the game at any point in the game, beginning or end. So yeah, it was a really great time. I think we lost the momentum, honestly, at the end of the first half when they walked us down that park all the way down the field and got that touchdown at the end of
Oh,
at the end of the
yeah.
first half, and then it was 20-0 to 20-7.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, but was I worried? Absolutely not. Like I went in that locker room, I told everybody, "Hey, it's 0-0. Like I
Okay.
don't care if what we've done this whole entire first half. Yeah, they got a touchdown. Yeah, we've scored 20 points on offense, but it's a 0-0 ball game. We didn't say we came in here to play 30 minutes of football. We said we were going to play a full 60." And so everybody went on their way, and then offense came out, and that's when you had that huge run by Christian and the receivers blocking their tails off downfield. Boom, 27-7, and I think that run right there kind of took their soul a little bit.
So,
And don't get me wrong, like one more thing, baby, one more thing. Don't get me wrong. That Steelers team is a heck of a football team. It just didn't go their way on Sunday. Like they have a lot of firepower, a lot of different playmakers on either side of the ball. I think they're gonna. If I had to predict if they were going to be a great team this year, I'd say they're going to be a great team because Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches of all time. They got a great roster. It's just a matter of putting it together.
Okay, so you had a huge game. I mean, every time I looked up, I felt like something was happening when you had your hands on the ball. Something was going on. So I was like, what is going on? This is crazy. So tell me, like, just walk through those for me, please.
Yeah, I thought it was a good outing for me. Could have been better, of course. There's always things that you can do better.
Oh my gosh.
But if you were perfect, then there'd be nothing to work on. So. But anyway, I think I had a good play at the end of towards the end of the game. I think it was fourth quarter, and we were on a long drive. Like they had figured out that they were finding some success with the no huddle offense. So like they're kind of chunking us down the field a little bit, and you don't have time to catch your breath. And so I remember lining up on this given play. And I'm sitting there like, oh, please don't run down the middle because I don't want to chase this dude down. They're tight end number 83. I didn't want to chase him down the middle because I'm like, I'm already gassed out. So I kind of stood there when they hiked it, and I looked at him, and I was like, oh, it's go time. And so I literally just turned and ran, and that kind of technique and that coverage, I practiced that all off season, all training camp of looking into like the guy and like turning my head around. Cause a lot of guys in that situation, they panic when the ball's in the air and you're down the field. But I looked at the ball and I saw him throw it and it was just out of reach. I think if I had a little bit more juice in my legs, I could have really jumped up and snagged it out of the air, but was able to get a middle finger tip on it. And then Huff came out of nowhere, all pro Huff, gets the INT. He takes off down the field. And as soon as I saw him catch it, I didn't even run after him. That's how tired I was. I was gassed out. I literally just pointed and I said, "Go score!" Because our whole mentality on defense is we want to go score that thing. We're not even just trying to pick it. We're trying to go score with it. So that's why. Keep that in mind now. That's why he's running down the field with the ball. He sees a lineman in front of him, and his first instinct is what? I'm going to pitch the ball back to Gip, our other safety, who's running alongside of him. Unfortunately, it was a forward pass because when you're running that fast, it's hard to make a true backward pass. He pitches it to Gip. Gip's running down the sideline. He's gassed out, and he gets tackled by the center of all people. I'm like, oh, Gip, you can't do that, brother. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I was just happy that I was able to create a takeaway for the team and add a little stat to Mr. Hufunga's stat list.
Huge, 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 huge. Okay, so the other one where you almost caught it, but it was like one of these. What does okay, first of all, my brother was just saying like maybe that counts for something in your stats, and I didn't really understand what he was saying. So it's not gonna count as an interception because you didn't have control. But what does it count as something?
That situation, I think it should count as a pass breakup because how do they know the difference of if I'm breaking a pass up, that's kind of floating over the top or if it's back behind here and I try to catch it. I think it goes down as a pass breakup. But that was one of those ones where like I literally made that catch in practice 1,000 times. Like that's how silly I was acting when he threw it at me. Even though it was back here, I didn't even care. Like I didn't look at it was the issue. I just let it kind of slip away, and I'm looking at the end zone because the end zone right there, we're so close. I didn't even look at the ball, so it was one of those ones where you just gotta look the ball in, brother. Look the ball in. You maybe got a little pick six. I don't know, but
no, 100%. If you would have got control of it there at the end, because you literally, it was like, and I was like, no, it's right there, and then I was like, no, it was so close, but I for sure, since it was so close, and the game had like. It was not too far in the game where you were just completely gassed. 1,000%. That would have been a pick six, 100,000%. But it's okay.
Me being the Christian man that I am, all right, I always believe in God's timing. It wasn't my time yet. That's all he was telling me in that moment. So it allows me to reflect and look at, all right, what do I need to do differently next time? Look the ball in, Freddie. Look the ball and you might have yourself an interception. So I'm not worried about it one bit.
No, as you should not be. Are you kidding me? Like, Those are a dime a dozen in the Warner house. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about with the game?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy about that tackle I made to start the game. I think it was their first run play. They ran a couple of pass plays, a jet sweep, and then their first
Oh,
run play, we had a loaded box. Both receivers were wide out, and I knew what time it was. I was like, all right, let's go. And we dialed up something up front for the D line to kind of eat up the offensive line. Nobody came up to me, and I literally just sprinted through and just zing went right through and made it. And you know, that's one of those ones that you dream about, just you and him in the hole and just doing what you do.
so as you know, my whole family is Alabama fans, and one of my favorite moments in the whole game, just selfishly, was my brother is like Najee Harris, Najee Harris, and like love that for Najee, but like when we're not playing my husband, you know. So what
Mm-hmm.
my I was so freaking happy when you like leveled him. I was just like, let's go, like
Mm-hmm.
that. I was so
Mm-hmm.
excited to see that because everyone's like, he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna what jump over you or something, and Fred's like, no, he's not gonna do that. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Hurdle?
no, he's known for his hurdle ability,
Yeah,
being able
yeah.
to jump over guys, and he
Which
has a
that's
really good
great.
stiff arm as well, which is great. Yeah, no, he's a great player. I love Najee. Met him this offseason in Oregon. We went to the little Nike event, and we had a good time. But hey, Najee, I'm sorry, brother.
No, I'm a
He was just
Najee
in the
Harris
way, brother.
fan every any day besides the day that he plays you. So now for the rest of the season, like go Najee, like let's go, like do what you need to do, like roll tide always. It's not just in Tuscaloosa; it's wherever you go next. But when you're playing you, it's a different situation. Okay, I think that's great. Do you feel like you need to share anything else about the game? Is there anything else that you're just like, wow? Oh, okay. What about one of your teammates? Like besides yourself, besides you brought up Huff, um, offense, defense that you'd like to shout out for the game?
Would love to. I'm so happy you brought that up. I think this game was so big for Drake Jackson, our second year defensive end out of USC. He's had a huge offseason. He stayed here in the Bay this offseason and really worked his tail off hard. Had a hiccup in training camp. I think pulled a hammy or something. So kind of had some time off in training camp. But for him to come out week one and have 3 sacks, the
Crazy.
the hat trick in week one. Oh my goodness gracious. That right there is almost unheard of. Like TJ Watt on the other side, who was reigning defensive player of the year, or no, not reigning. Is reigning mean last year? But anyway, he's I think a 2-time defensive player of the year. And he had 3 sacks. So Drake having 3 sacks was big time for him. For him and his confidence, I know going forward, I think that's gonna be huge for him. So guys, keep a lookout for Drake Jackson this season.
hmm
He's really
I
good. And
I
then
love
on the other
it.
side,
Wait, before you do offense, I love that you chose Dre because after that game, I texted his girlfriend, Bree, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking screaming for you guys. He did so great. I think I saw that he had like 3 total sacks his whole season last year, and then he got that in one game, which
mm-hmm,
is, I mean, that's crazy.
mm-hmm,
And he's so good. Obviously, everyone knows that, but I mean, holy cow. I just was so excited for her, and I texted her and I was like, your man is incredible, because I know they're so excited and they're so young and sweet, and I love to see that. I just love to see it. Okay, so now your
mm-hmm.
offense, what's your offense choice?
My offensive choice, a lot of people to go around. I think I'm gonna choose two on offense just from afar that I saw. I didn't get to watch the tape on the offensive side, but just on the bench watching, I think the combo of Purdy and Aiyuk all game. I think those two really showed out. Obviously, I was really hoping for Purdy to come out hot and have a good game just for his confidence as well. Obviously this is his first game back ever since that injury he sustained in the NFC Championship game to his elbow. Had that rehab all off season and worked his tail off to get ready to go for training camp. Had a great training camp and came out just humming on point.
Mhm.
But to be honest, I really knew he would because I mean he's kind of just that guy. He's kind of dialed in the right way. And then BA came out and obviously had a great game as well, blocking, dicing guys up with his route running, all type of stuff. So two guys that we're really going to need to have huge years this year because of what we're trying to do, and they both started out hot.
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, yeah, those players that you mentioned, of course, I mean, you guys really, like, I was blown away. I was so happy to see the end of that game. It was 37. I was so confident throughout the whole thing. You guys killed it. And I'm so excited for next week. So to wrap up, you guys won. You're excited. You got on that long plane ride back from Pittsburgh to home. And then how long was the plane? It was like 5 hours, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty long ride. I think it was about 5 hours. Yeah, and probably people probably thinking you get on the plane and you're jumping and hooting and hollering, got music playing, all type of stuff. Hey, it's a long day, especially in that hot, humid sun. We was out there. It took it out of me. I know that. I can't sleep on the plane after a game, but I'm on the plane. I'm watching a little movie. I might treat myself to a little Reese's cup and a Twix bar, maybe, just because I earned it. And then, you just kind of get up, walk around, kind of chat it up with your boys. You might have coaches come through the little player part of the plane just to chop it up a little bit. So the plane rides are much more fun on a win than a loss. I'll say that. So it was a smooth and good flight.
Yeah. Love that. And you'll be right back on a plane next week because you're playing in LA at SoFi. And I will not be attending again because one, I'm in Alabama. Two, I don't travel to LA because I don't do SoFi. Love that people love SoFi. It's huge. It's techno. It's futuristic. Love that. But it took me 2 hours to find the vehicle that I had. Okay, I've been there 2 years. I'll just say it. I've been there for 2 years in a row because it's right in our backyard. It's a 45-minute flight. Why wouldn't I go? Mm-hmm. Of course. So I tried 2 years in a row, same situation. First year I didn't get a pre-ordered car. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's LA. Like there'll be a car. No. Tears. It was horrible. Second year, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to book a car in advance. I'm going to book a black car. It's going to get there soon. It's going to be big. It's going to sit right there right when I get out. I'm going to make sure that I make my flight home because if you are a wife or a girlfriend or family and you're traveling, you don't want to stay that extra day and have to leave on Monday when your significant other is going to be home within the hour. You want to be home too, You won't be home within the hour, but you'll be home within 3-4 hours maybe if you get a flight that's close to the end of the time the game ends. All that to say, tried to do that for 2 years in a row, failed miserably. I was being circled in downtown LA. I'm crying by myself, by the way. I'm not with family. I'm not with a girlfriend. I'm not with anyone. I'm by myself. And it's just, I'm fine. Like I can defend myself. Like I'm not scared. I'm really not scared of anything. But I was panicking because I was like, I'm going to miss my flight. I had to go back and get my luggage. All that to say, I don't go to SoFi. And Fred's okay with that. Last year I told you, I said, I'm not going to ever do it again. And you're like, I get it. I wouldn't do it either if I was in your position. And I guess until we can afford a helicopter to take me to San Francisco, I'm not, I'm not going to SoFi. So yeah, but you're going and you're going to have so much fun. I'm going to watch you from the comfort and from the nice little cozy Alabama couch right here, and we're going to cheer you on, and you're going to have an amazing game. But enough about me. How do you like SoFi? Do you like playing there?
Yeah, no, first let me say, like, yeah, it's LA is so busy as it is already, and then obviously on a hectic game day, I can only imagine how difficult it is getting in and out of the stadium, obviously trying to get a car. If I don't know. I don't know. Do people just walk places during and after the game? I don't know.
Maybe.
So I don't have, I understand completely your side of it, babe. I would never want to put you in that position. So I understand completely. SoFi for me, I do actually enjoy playing there, only because as a football player, what do you always look for? You look at, okay, the field conditions. What does the turf or the grass feel like? I feel like they have a really good turf. it's a fast turf, so which means that you feel fast on it. It's well kept, and then you also look at, all right, how are our fans going to travel? And since it's a nice quick plane ride from San
Yeah.
Francisco to LA, and we got a lot of fans in LA, hey, the fans
So
show
good.
out when it comes to SoFi Stadium.
So good. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. So I always look forward to playing there because the fans do show out so heavily, and it almost feels like a home game every time we show up there. So yeah, I mean the Rams are a divisional opponent that are always a tough game for us. People are always going to look at, all right, the Niners have won whatever games out of however games of the last whatever. Listen, I don't care about none of that. They're a really good football team. They're a divisional rival that we always got to make sure we're ready for, and they're coming off a huge win in Seattle, which, I mean, I didn't know how that game was going to go. Now, like I said, week one is always a toss-up, but trying to go into Seattle with that type of energy that they have and the type of football team they have, and they went in there and they took care of business, I mean, that speaks volumes to the type of team they have going into this season. So we better buckle up this chin strap right here and be ready to go because they're going to be humming.
Now I kind of feel bad. Should I change my flight and come? Should I come?
No, you ain't got to change
Every
your flight,
year
baby. It's okay.
I try so hard. I'm like, it's gonna be different. They're gonna improve their parking situation, and every year I'm by myself, and every year it's a tragic failure, and I'm in tears.
I know.
Okay, fine. It's fine.
It's
Okay.
really okay.
So okay, I think that's it. We do have some questions because last week we asked you guys if you would have any questions for us, specifics on just family, life, football, me, our dogs, anything, and we got some. So I think Fred, you're going to start. Read us the first one.
Sure. I'll read it and then I'll let you kind of take it if it has something to do with you. Okay. This person at Perfectino, I think is how you pronounce that. I love following Sydney on IG. She does it all and is so real and authentic. Oh my God, couldn't agree more.
I needed that.
Question for your next episode. Question for your next episode. For Fred, do you have any pregame ritual that you do? And then for Sydney, you mentioned hosting Christmas this year. What are some of your favorite traditions you started with Fred? I'll let you take it, babe.
First of all, I love her, and she seems like my type of gal. So thank you for following me and being sweet and not rude. But okay, yes, we're hosting Christmas because Fred plays on Christmas Day. So I'm so excited. I'm all about the holidays, all about decorating, cooking, all the things. The question was, what are some of our traditions? So he's never played on Christmas before. So this is going to be, I guess we'll start a new tradition this year with hosting. This will be our first year hosting family in our house for Christmas because usually our families just stay away and it's just Fred and I for Christmas. So I'm so excited. I'm literally redesigning our living room just over this because I'm so excited. So I think this year is going to be so special. It'll start a tradition of us having family in the house on Christmas Eve. We'll have a big Christmas dinner, of course. House will be decked out, and then that morning we'll wake up. Fred will go to the stadium, and then we'll pack up the car full of family and we'll go watch him play on Christmas Day. Like, are you kidding? How could it be better?
Literally. Yeah. Sounds like a dream.
I'm so excited. Like, I wish we could fast forward. Okay, what was your question?
So she asked me what if any are my pregame rituals before the game. And I'm trying to think, I'm pretty particular about how my process goes before the game. I try to keep it all the same in terms of my warm up. My warm up is big for me. I in the locker room, kind of rolling out, working with my Goscu trainer Elliot. Shout out to Elliot. And doing whatever I need to do on the field. Yeah, I think just kind of doing my warm up, listening to my music. Yeah, Yeah, anything else? Not really. I mean, I take the early bus if it's an early game. I always take the early bus. Always eat a nice little nutritious meal to make sure I'm fueled up, ready to go.
Oh yeah,
Just the
that's
kind
a good
of
one.
kind of the basics.
You
Nothing
always
crazy.
eat the same thing, I feel like. So how about you tell us what, because I feel like you have the same breakfast every game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Uh, so yeah, no, I usually always eat about the same thing for breakfast. I keep it pretty simple. I'll do like a scramble, a little nutritious scramble with some veggies in there. Might mix it up and do a little over easy egg on some hash browns sometimes. But um, I also this is a key here, which I'm kind of on the fence about these days because I'm trying to be a little bit more healthy vibes, right? And so I started doing a waffle on game day in the mornings. They have a little waffle maker. They make you a waffle, and I started doing this because back in 2019, we were going to the Super Bowl. All right, we're at the Super Bowl. It's Miami, and my guy, it's like a brother to me, Malcolm Smith, Super Bowl MVP for Seattle Seahawks. He's on the team with the 49ers at the time. And he's like a mentor to me. And I'm asking him, I'm like, bro, you won Super Bowl MVP. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what did you do? He's like, bro, the morning of the Super Bowl, I ate a waffle. And I'm like, done. I'm eating a
Oh my
waffle. Literally, the morning of the Super Bowl, I ate a waffle. And in that Super Bowl, I did have an interception on Patrick Mahomes. All right, I'm not going to whatever. We didn't win the game. All right, but I had a decent game, and so of course you take little things and you become superstitious about them. But I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. So
God.
I do the waffle. Sometimes I don't do the waffle. I'm kind of trying to I'm trying to get myself off the waffle because the waffle is not necessarily the best thing you should be eating. All that sugar before a game. Uh, so yeah, that's just something a little interesting about me.
Question, did you have a waffle before you played the Steelers?
I had a waffle. I had a waffle before I played
So
the
we're gonna have a
Steelers,
waffle next
and
Sunday, and we're gonna have a waffle the next Sunday, and the next, and
okay,
the next.
wow, yeah, yeah. It looks like I'm gonna just keep eating waffles,
Have you a
unfortunately.
waffle? Indulge. Okay, so next question is from Stephanie17. What is your guys' favorite game memory? What game were you guys looking forward to most this season? So,
I'll let you start that
um,
one, honey.
I think Brett and I mean, usually, just from my perspective, we always agree that the Green Bay Packer game last year, was it last year? Was one of our both
Um,
favorite. Was it? It was a playoff
that was
game.
2 years
Either
ago, 2021 playoff.
it was
Yep,
2021
2021
playoff.
playoffs.
Yeah, that I think we always agree is one of the most iconic games that we were both at. That we, I mean, of course, for Fred in a player's aspect, but also for me as a viewer, was just it was beautiful. I think the Packer Stadium's my favorite stadium besides Levi's. It's incredible, the environment, how it turned out, that winning kick. It was just incredible. So I think we both could say that's one of our favorites, if not the top together. And then I would say the game I'm looking most forward to this season is the Christmas Day game. What about you?
I think you hit it on the head with that one, honey. I don't know if I mean I have a lot of really special moments in
Mhm.
my nice short 6 year career I've had. Um, I think that one sits right up there in the top, in the top three. I think that game, being in that environment with the snow drizzling down in a playoff atmosphere, I had a good game, and in the fashion that we won that game, on point. Couldn't agree more, honey. And the game I'm looking forward to is LA Rams at LA Rams. I don't even know who we play after that, so I'm gonna go with LA Rams.
Okay. And then you can finish the third question.
Yes. So for our last, third, and final question, we have at the Neri family. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. I would like to know who is Fred's main man on the team and who is Sydney's favorite non-Fred Niner player. Okay, let's see. My main man on the team. You know what? I have so many main mans on the team because they just all my boys. They all my brothers. Um, I think I got to give it to my dog Dre Greenlaw. I mean, I'm out there rocking with him side by side every single down, every single day. That's my boy. I think they said it on the broadcast. We like peanut butter and jelly out there.
Mhm.
We just know where each other's going to be at all times.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think that'd probably be my main man. Babe, who are you a fan of on the team?
I think I'm gonna keep it in the same breath. I think my guy is Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. Love him.
Mm,
He's a
mm.
fashionista, off the field fashionista. He's got some
Absolutely.
soul to him. He's got some wisdom. He's just an all around great guy, and he makes me laugh. So I would say Flan. I would say Flan.
Yeah, I'd probably put him right there next to Dre too. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Love Flan.
And speaking of Flan, I am not going to be able to record next week because I will be traveling home to my
Hmm.
beautiful husband, which I'm so excited about. So
Thank you,
since
Lord.
since I'll be traveling that day, we have to keep on schedule. We are going to ask. I mean, I'm not going to call him out, but Fred has planned for Flan, my favorite player, to be the guest for
Hmm.
next week. So they will
Hmm.
just talk like football, linebacker, juicy, all that. Just for one episode, and then I'll
Hmm.
be back. I'll be back to give what I give. So so that'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah, that's right, Eddie.
You still got to ask him, so hopefully that goes through, or I just got you guys excited for
I
nothing.
already asked him. I already
Oh,
asked him, and he has agreed. He has agreed. Flan will be on the pod, and he will be a fan favorite for sure.
oh my gosh, are you kidding? Tell him to dress, just dress, because I know. Tell him to dress so that they can see what I'm saying. He's just great. You can follow him on Instagram. I'm not sure what his Instagram is to see his drips, but they're great. Um,
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Again, we will do fan questions. So if you guys like this, I really liked that question portion. Did you like it?
Love them.
Yeah,
Love the
I
fan
really,
questions. Keep them coming, please. Please and thank
yeah.
you.
So keep them coming. You guys can submit any more, and we'll pick some and answer them. But until then, that is it. Thanks so much, babe, for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'm about to eat a salad, cuddle with Kobe, and get
Mm.
ready for my day tomorrow. Are you off tomorrow? You're done, right? Or like an off day?
Yeah, tomorrow's our off day, so we will be in the state. We will be at the facility anyway. You know how I am, especially since my wife is not here. I won't have to scurry home and to spend time with my wife, my beautiful wife, who I miss dearly. I wish you were here, honey.
I know.
But I have to be here in this lonely house by myself until you come back home. So you enjoy Alabama. I love you so much. Can't wait till you're home.
No, I love you. I'll be back soon, and we'll be together once again. But thanks, guys, so much. I will not see you next week. Fred will see you next week, and you can follow us anywhere you get your subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. Follow us on our social media accounts, and for anything NFL, you can always go to 33rdteam.com. We will see you guys soon. Bye.
Peace.
Be sure to subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts and to the Warner House on YouTube.